Former teacher is going to be spending some time behind bars after admitting to sexting with a 12-year-old.
A judge sentenced Scott Schaefer to 1 to 3 years in prison. Schaefer was fired from St. Gregory the Great School after his arrest in June. But the Erie County District Attorney says Schaefer will not have to register as a sex offender. 2 on your side's Erica Brecker is getting answers as to why that is. Erica?
Good evening, Scott and Mary Alice. 44-year-old Scott Schaefer of Gettsville will spend 1 to 3 years in prison. The former teacher pleaded guilty in August to disseminating indecent material to minors, which turned out to be hundreds of text messages, including photos of himself. The reason he does not have to register as a sex offender has everything to do with the way these types of laws are written. Schaefer's highest charge was in fact a felony, but it's classified as an E-felony. He texted and exchanged photos with a minor. Why does he not have to register?
The key to registering is whether or not he induced or invited the victim to participate in a sex act.
Schaefer's case never amounted to solicitation, perhaps because the victim's mother and Amherst police acted before it escalated.
So it didn't rise to the level of a registrable offense.
Had Schaefer asked the minor to engage in any sex acts with him, it would have been a D felony. Article 235.2 of New York's penal law is disseminating indecent material to minors. Disseminating in the first degree, the D felony, which includes inviting a minor to have sex, would require a convicted person to be registered as a sex offender. Disseminating in the second degree, the E felony, which Schaefer pleaded guilty to, does not. The fine line between the two is a little too thin for Erie County District Attorney John Flynn.
These need to be sexual on the sex register offender list, in my humble opinion.
By sending those types of things in the first place certainly suggests something.
Yes, exactly. Had the police not done such a good job, it probably would have been a registrable offense. Now, under the E felony, he could have gotten probation, he could have gotten 6 months, 1 year in the county pen. This judge sentenced him to state prison.
Now, in other types of sex offenses with minors, penalties are harsher depending on the age bracket of the victim. But those brackets don't apply when it comes only to dissemination. Flynn, as Erie County's top prosecutor, obviously thinks the laws should change. We do have 2 local senators, Patrick Gallivan and Chris Jacobs, who sit on the Crime Victims and Correction Committee, but they were unavailable for comment tonight. Erica Brecker, Channel 2 News.